Welcome to restorative yoga. Oh my goodness, my friends. Oh, take a breath. Okay, I had just introduced all of the pieces that you will need for the class: blocks, bolster. I love the thinner bolster versus the round log bolster because I think this is more versatile. You can get into different shapes, and a blanket and a yoga mat. I had just introduced all of that. I saw somebody popped into the class and it was nothing but a vulgar pig. So here we are starting again, and that captures my day. All right, so tonight's yoga class is not going to be a full hour of restorative. It's going to be an absolute hit the pause button, stop the nonsense, and just connect. So here's the deal. If you have been following me for any minute of time, you know that I am not about perfection. I am not about, let me have the perfect yoga clothes, the perfect yoga studio, the perfect lighting, the perfect sound. I don't care about any of that. What I do care about is educating people how to connect with themselves, how to be grateful, how to be mindful, and how to protect yourself from the madness of the world. And what just happened in my first attempt at this restorative class was madness. So you will need a couple yoga blocks. I prefer the foam versus the cork. You will need any version of a pillow. I prefer the long version, something that you can lay across, and you will need a blanket and a yoga mat. That's all you need. We're just gonna get there. We are going to dive in to reset the madness of the world. Oh my goodness. All right, let me adjust my camera because that's what we do. Because we are not looking for perfection. When you practice with me, we are looking for real life, real goodness. Oh boy. All right, we're going to start on our backs. We may never leave our backs. I'm not going to use any tools other than yoga blocks. You'll need two of them. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can grab some using the link down below. It's my Amazon shop. It has all my favorites. You can go to Walmart. You can go wherever you want to get your yoga blocks. It doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal. You can also use pillows, and that works fine. I'm going to put my yoga blocks in the medium version. So we have tall, medium, small. I'm going with medium tonight. And I'm going to lay on my back. And I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together and let the knees open. Reach your arms above your head. Oh, my heavens. What's wrong with the world, my friends? What's wrong with the world? Close your eyes. Take a big breath. Empty your breath. This is why I don't do live classes, because there's always weirdos. If you do a recorded class, there's no weirdos. So we're doing a recorded class. No weirdos. All right. Tee out your arms. Let your chest expand. Notice how the hips open and the soles of your feet connect. Close your pretty eyes. Take a big breath in. Empty the breath. I encourage you to open your mouth. As you inhale, breathe through your nose. And as you exhale, big sigh. Ah. In through your nose. A big giant sigh. Two more, just like that. Big breath in. A big sigh. One more. Big sigh. And keep your eyes closed and just feel your body start to kind of decompress. End of the day, middle of the week, it's a great time to hit the pause button. And while we all know that there is darkness in the world. There's craziness in the world. There are people that pop up on a Zoom yoga class that are so inappropriate. They're there, but we are here and we are light. So infuse your body, infuse your mat, infuse your space with light. Every time you exhale, you push away all that does not serve your greatest good. You breathe in light and you push away all that does not serve your greatest good. Sometimes having a full sigh of an exhale can reset the nervous system. I remember reading many, many years ago about the sigh, how it resets the nervous system. So feel free in your own space to take about 5 long, good breaths, and maybe they're audible sighs. Maybe they are open mouth, emptying everything, relaxing into the body, eliminating all the chatter of the world, all the nonsense of the world, the evil of the world. Just push it away. Exhale it all out. You have 3 more. One more. Empty, empty, empty. Place your hands upon your forehead. Put the heels of your hands against your forehead. So the fingertips are towards the top of your head, but they're not touching. Just the heels of your hand are pressing against your forehead. Now imagine pressing into the forehead and sliding the hands down towards the temples, over the jaw, and onto the chin. Do that again. Start at the forehead, reach up with the palms, down the temples, over the jaw, onto the chin. You have 3 more. To the forehead, up to the hairline, down to the temples, over the jawline, and down to the chin. 2 more on your own. Last one. Up and over. And now place your first 2 fingers, index finger and middle finger, onto each side of the temples and begin to draw some circles. Keep your eyes closed, just press, press and draw. Reverse your circles. Bring your hands, fingertips, index finger and middle finger to your jaw, the space between the rows of teeth. Circle. Reverse. Bring your fingertips up and over the eyebrows into the space of the third eye. Draw some circles. Quiet down here. Reverse your circles. Now pressing your fingertips between the eyebrows, draw a line up to your hairline or your widow's peak. Release your hands, put your fingers back at your eyebrows, draw a line to your widow's peak. 2 more just like that. Now you might be wondering, like, why are we doing this self-facial massage? Because it feels good and it quiets down the nervous system and it reminds our body to relax. Tee out your arms, close your knees. We're going to walk the heels in close. Reach down and grab the blocks, lift up the buns, place the blocks underneath the cheeks, and here we are in supported bridge. I'd like to put my hands on my body and just connect. Close your eyes. Feel the body breathe. Empty the breath. There are times in our life where Whether it's an ordinary day with ordinary stress, there is a extraordinary day with extraordinary stress. When we come to this place of being still, the stress, if we attune to it, can literally ripple off our shoulders, ripple out of our minds, ripple away from the neck, the jaw, and the tension that we often hold. Just by being still. We'll take 3 breaths here. One more. Release your hands from your body. Place them on the blocks that are underneath your buns. Push into your heels just enough to slide the blocks away from you and roll to your right side. Facing me. We're going to press ourselves up. Keep the weight of your body on your right cheek. But here's where I love to use a bolster. Let me adjust my camera just a tiny bit. Okay, now that I'm off the mat. So I'm going to place my bolster just to the right of my right thigh. I'm sitting on my right cheek. My legs are to the left. I call this a little mermaid twist. We're actually going to come into a beautiful restorative mermaid. Let me adjust this again. This is where that perfection comes in. Do we care about perfection or do we care about truth? I'm about truth. All right. I got somebody else wanting to pop in. I'm going to not let them in because I'm not going to have that happen again. Leo can come in, but no more craziness. All right. So the bolster is on the right cheek. Blocks are going to elevate the bolster. If you have pillows, just stack them up. I have a stack of pillows over there. You can use pillows. You don't have to have all of this equipment. Turn your body towards that elevated space. Now lay your torso over the pillows, over the bolster, over the blocks, and just pause here. So it's like this cozy little kind of cuddling up with a teddy bear kind of sensation. With the feet to the left, feels nice over the left hip, the left side body. You can even take your left arm and reach it forward if you want a little more octave, or even up and over. Totally your preference. And then just cuddle in and close your eyes. Just let your body reset. The research shows that a restorative practice, even 20 minutes of just laying supported over some supports like pillows, bolsters, blankets, blocks, can shut off the overactive nervous system and bring our body back into harmony, back into balance. Homeostasis is a term you hear quite frequently. We're often out of homeostasis, so it brings us back into a normalcy. We have 3 more breaths here. One more breath. Press your hands onto the floor and rise on up. Now take your left leg and you're going to extend it out to the side. You're going to be sitting equally on both cheeks. Now I'm going to pick up this entire unit of tools and place it right on top of my left leg, which is simply bringing the floor higher to me. And then I'm going to lay over the tools. Now my body is super tight, so I'm not going to reach it. So I'm just going to rest my hands on the tools and support my head in my hands. Brought my leg higher. That's what it's all about, is just simply finding a support that works for you. And close your eyes. And maybe after a couple breaths, you can lower down, which feels nice. Maybe resting your fist on the block and your forehead on your fist. 3 breaths. Next inhale, slowly rise up. Here's where I go. Here's where I go. When, and this happens a lot as an online teacher, you publicly put out there that you have an online class, you put the password, it's the whole thing, okay? But here's where I want to go with this. There are crazies in the world. And every time we have a crazy, whether it's a crazy driver, a crazy family member, a crazy Zoom participant who thinks it's funny to totally interrupt a class that's designed to be well and wholesome and bring in something evil and dark, we get to choose, right? We just get to choose. So wherever you're at in your day-to-day life, there will be these things that pop up for you. And we can either latch onto those and just hunker down onto all the bad in the world, or we can redirect and come to that's what's good in the world. And so we are in the good of the world right now. We're going to do the whole other side. So swing your legs around to the other side. This is my not so happy side. So I'm actually going to grab a blanket to support my not so happy hip. And I'm going to rest my cheek on the blanket and bring my legs to the right. Okay. So the whole bolster setup is going to go over to my left side. Same thing that we did on the right side. We're going to spin our heart that away, and then we're just going to lounge over it. Okay, just lounge on over it. Get cozy and comfy. And here's what I want you to think about. How much time do we spend in our day-to-day focusing on the good or focusing on the not so good? How much time do you spend focusing on the good within your personal space? Like you, I'm teaching this month all month long about positive affirmations, and the people we are the hardest on is ourselves. So we start with that inner nucleus, right? And how are we kind to ourselves? Then we broaden the nucleus, we get a little further out. How am I kind to the people closest to me, my family, my friends, the people who live with me, my neighbors? And then we broaden that so far where we have an opportunity to really look at where do we want to invest our energy, and the not so good or the good. That's personal to us. We all have different opinions, and that's what makes it great. 3 more breaths. But here's my gift, because I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll today. I don't know why. 1 more breath. Use your hands, press yourself up to a seat. We're going to shift our right leg long. I'm going to have to support, I can't do it. I'm going to have to just support my leg like this. Right leg goes long. Your left foot is going to be on your inner right thigh. The whole bolster setup is going to come onto your right leg, and you're going to spill over. Here's what I want you to think about: resting your head in your hand or folding all the way over your bolster setup. Here's what I want you to think about. My greatest, favoriteest teacher ever, ever, ever says, think about this. If your life is an arena, like a stadium, a football stadium, and your life is on the field, there are certain people who paid top dollar for the best seats in the house. They're in the box seats. Those people, opinions matter to you. They might be your closest friends, your family, your spouse, your partner, your best friend, your children. Those people have earned the right to be in the box seat of your game. You're on the field. They're watching. They're supporting. They're cheering you on. The rest of the stadium are cheap seats. They are cheap seats. Okay? And their opinions don't matter. And so here's where we're faced with, coming into a Zoom class online, wanting it to be chill, wanting it to be Zen. Some weirdo thinks it's going to be funny to bring something totally ugly into this space. Now, there's the choice. Did he pay top dollar to be in my arena? Or is he a cheap seat? He's absolutely a cheap seat. So he's in the top row, way up there where I don't even care. And that's where we take these experiences that we are faced with every single day and figure out whose opinion matters. Rise on up. All right, take your whole block setup, your bolster, your blocks, your whole kit and caboodle. I'm going to move my buns onto the blanket equally, straighten my legs, stack those beautiful blocks in front of you. If you don't have blocks, stack some pillows. Place hands on top of each other. Place your forehead on top of your hands. Close your eyes. Let the ankles roll open. We're not looking for a super active, perfectly aligned leg. We're just looking at stillness. So sometimes a Wednesday, I love Wednesdays because it's a time to just pause. And sometimes our Wednesdays are incredibly hard. Today was incredibly hard for me personally. And so as I was finishing up the dishes and preparing to come out here, grabbing my computer in a hurry, grabbing my supplies in a hurry, plopping on the yoga mat, prepared for Zen. And then I'm challenged with darkness. Do I give up? Do I quit? Do I turn off the computer and say, screw it, it's not worth it? Or do I just say, you know what, you're a cheap seat. I'm closing out this class. I'm starting over and go find somebody else to troll. We get to choose. We get to choose every single day who gets to have the box seats that they've paid top dollar to be in our life. And the rest of them are cheap. 3 more breaths. And begin to rise up. It's funny how life challenges us over and over and over again. Take a block or a pillow and place it on the outside of the right leg. Reach your right arm up and over and just let it drape. Just get a side body stretch. Maybe opening up a little bit of tension that has lodged into the ribs, the heart, the back. And then rise up. Place the block on the outside of the left leg. It can be at the highest point, the middle point, or the pancake point. Rest your arm, reach your right arm up and over. I hope that as you follow me in this yoga practice, that you begin to appreciate and feel and love and adore and resonate with one more breath. That of all the things in the world that is hard, yoga practice should not be. Place your hands behind you. Lean back onto those straight arms. Draw a line with your nose to the sky. If you have a healthy neck, let your head just fall back, opening up the throat, opening up that beautiful center of truth and communication where all that is true gets expressed through you. 3 more breaths. Start to press yourself up. Oh, that feels so good just to allow this energy center to open. Now, if you haven't been paying attention or following along, I am doing a chakra series on my podcast. Just downloaded Root Chakra. So pop over to that playlist. It's on this channel and listen to the Root Chakra. And then I have a full in-depth series that you can find in my storefront. Take your row of pillows or your bolster, scooch it close to the base of your body, right in that line that connects right side and left side. And then you're going to lay over the pillows. Now, you can have your head flop down over the edge of the pillows, which actually feels really nice and again opens up the throat. If that's uncomfortable for your body, place a block underneath, and then you're more in a neutral position. Like I said, this is a snippet of goodness, not a full restorative class, just a snippet to, say, hey, midweek pause, time out on the craziness. Time out. Now, you can have your knees bent if that feels good. If you want to have a full experience of fish pose modified to restorative, take your legs long, bring your hands down by your side, nestle your shoulder blades around that bolster or your pillows, turn your palms face up, thumbs to the outside away from your body. Close your pretty eyes. I'm losing the block because I want my throat to open so that I can express my truth. And close your pretty eyes. This month of September is a time to really look at the things in your life that keep you the most stable. As we know that the foundation of a home is the most important part, as it holds up all of the other important parts, like the kitchen table, the kitchen, the bathroom, the roof, the windows. It is the foundation that holds the house up when life becomes stormy. And if we think of a tree, the leaves, the bark, the branches are so beautiful, but without strong roots, none of that would be sturdy. And the same philosophy holds true for us. Without a deep sense of truth and who we are and what's important to us, all of the outer beauty, all of the outer experiences, our profession, our job, our home, our bank account is irrelevant if we don't know what sustains us. So this month, I encourage you to be still, to look at what sustains you when life is hard. It can be things like faith, family, love, service, purpose, determination, persistence, humor, laughter, lightness. It can be anything that you find to be something that supports you when life becomes hard. And as we lean into the final quarter of the year, it is imperative that we have a strong sense of self, a strong sense of root structure, foundation, that which sustains us, so that we can navigate the changing season, the holidays, the changing of a new year, all of the things that come about in the next 3 months. It is imperative that we know what sustains us. Things like strength, integrity, balance, healthiness, connection to people, purpose, kindness, love, generosity, hope. When we can identify 3 or 4 things that mean the most to us, it can help us to weather the storms that lie ahead, because they do. We're humans having a human experience, right? And so we have to know what sustains us so that we can feed those things. We can nourish those things like we nourish the roots of a tree, or we make sure that the foundation of our home is not crumbling or rotting or wet or decayed. We make sure that the things that support our home and our trees are strong, and we have to do that for our spirit. So spend the next few days figuring out what sustains you when life becomes hard, when you are challenged by things you have no control over, things you do have control over. How do you navigate things that are hard? What sustains you? And start to feed those things. Feed your curiosity, feed your creativity, your love, your desire to be of service, your compassion, your kindness, your humor. Seek out opportunities to shore up your foundation, to feed the roots of your tree, because we will need it. Coming up next month, we will talk about alignment and what we just proclaim to be important to us. How do our words and our thoughts and our actions align with that? So I hope that you will continue to practice with me, even on chaotic midweek Wednesdays when life shows up and weirdos pop in. I hope that you will continue to practice with me. Feel free to stay here in this beautiful open fish pose as long as you want. Make it your own, make your Shavasana your own. Do what you need to reset, to come into your arena where you are the star of the show and only the people who pay top dollar get to have opinions. Find your values, find the things that mean the most to you. Feed them in the next 2 weeks. We're halfway through September. Feed those things, your compassion, your need to serve, your desire for humor, your ability to love. Feed them. And then I'll meet you up next month in a next class to talk about how do we align our thoughts, our words, and our actions with what we just proclaimed. Stick with me. It is more than just exercise in my world. And I'm glad you're here. So take care. I will see you super soon. Sorry about the chaos. Sorry about the disruptions. And I'll see you soon. Okay. Take care. Bye.